Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Clarke Kent, the Clarke Kent Experience once again, and my partner right here in crime on the phone, posting on Facebook. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Facebook. Seriously, Facebook really, you created a community, and those that say, "Oh, I hate Facebook, I can't stand Facebook," you're just using it wrong. I mean, when you get a conversation going and you got people, really coming together, talking about funny things, pictures, seeing kids grow, families grow, communities grow. I feel like Facebook is good.
Good or bad. I mean, you can use it for good or you could use it for negative. And I don't really like seeing negative. I'll unfollow or unfriend or...
Yeah, we've unfriended a few people.
I'm not all about bashing anything. Whether you understand it or not, it's better to always find out more about something before you bash anything. So I joke a lot, so a lot of times I'll put a lot of jokes because that's just how I get to people. That's how I break the ice to some people, and sometimes it works and people get annoyed. Then there's always the unfriend button too.
I mean, I love Facebook. I think if you use it to spread good, I think when you start getting involved in a lot of the nonsense and, especially like relationship stuff, and you get on there and you start talking reckless and then you start wanting to curse this one out, curse that one out, I think it gets kind of crazy then. So, but, shout out to Facebook. For real. Facebook is definitely doing their thing. This is the first time you're seeing this. We actually, the Clarke Kent Experience, you can follow the community page, the Clarke Kent Experience, right on Facebook. Clarke does have an E on the end of my name, so it's the Clarke Kent Experience. And once again, are you gonna go with Coach? Coach is what you usually go by. Everyone kind of. So the Coach and Clarke breakdown.
Oh, I had the shirt on when I went to the gym the other day. I should have saved it for this moment.
Yeah. It could have worked good. But the Clarke and Coach breakdown, I like that. I think just the breakdown. It's a small piece, not saying small to degrade it, but a small piece of the big picture, which is the Clarke Kent Experience. So keep your eyes out for that, coming soon. Once again, if you have music videos, I don't care if it's country, I don't care if it's R&B, whatever you want to say, if it's holy rap, if it's glorifying God, and you want to get your video some exposure, get it to me ASAP. Email it to the ClarkeKentExperience@gmail.com. Also, too, want to give a shout out to my man Jermaine Curry from Inspired From Above. www.inspiredfromabove.com clothing line. All right. So what's up?
Well, the last time we talked about 10 relationship killers, and we did we did 5, and then we're just following up to the other 5. So get into it real quick.
Yeah.
Number 6.
We got at least 8 minutes.
I know, but I like to go into each of them, not just flip over everything.
Okay.
So, number 6, unforgiveness. Forgiving and forgetting are not one and the same. What we fail to realize when we hold on to our hurts for a very long time, and eventually those hurts begin wreaking havoc on our lives from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
But forgiveness is not about excusing the other person. It's about freeing ourselves to receive healing from God, who forgives us, and time again. I always heard that unforgiveness is like you drinking the poison, expecting the other person to die. It destroys the vessel it's in. Your heart. You become bitter, you become angry, you become this. I mean, a lot of things, it's not you becoming someone just walks over. It's just you're forgiven, you're let God dealing with it, and you've moved on.
But you got to know how to forgive, too. I mean, a lot of times we know to forgive, but it's hard to...
No, that's a work in progress, I think, for anyone. It's because you have to first admit it. Every time it comes up that you're forgiven, don't bring it back up. And that's something even I'm learning.
Right. Exactly. Hold on, buddy. Doing the video right now. Give me a second. Okay, go ahead.
Number 7. Lose boundaries. We tend to think about offensive play in marriage, forgetting that defensive strategy is just as important. We can be doing all the right things, while still failing to keep out of the things that are harmful. Draw a circle around your marriage and protect it by guarding your emotions, your interactions, and the way you spend your time.
With each other? Or just time?
Period.
Period. All right.
How much are you devoted into your relationship, into your marriage? Moving on. Number 8.
Number 8.
The past. Lord Jesus.
Lord, give us strength about the past.
Whew. The most paralyzing thing.
The past. I'm saying, I'm forgiving right now because her past, boy, dirty.
I'm sure at least one person can attest to, no. The most paralyzing thing we can do for our relationship is to define our spouse by their past rather than by who they are in the present. The past may impact our lives, but it will only control our present if we allow it to. It is important to be real with one another about our past, but more important to respect one another's past by seeing what God is doing in the life of our spouse here and now.
Right.
Forget what is behind,
right,
so that you can move forward and toward what is ahead.
Yeah, that's key. That's key. But that's with anybody too. I mean, that's just in life in general. Because when you see somebody from your past, the first thing they want to do is dwell on the past. And meantime, you didn't move forward. You're trying to work out your salvation, like the Bible talks about, working out your salvation with fear and trembling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so my thing is this. Let the past be the past. Focus on the future, on the present.
Number 9, dishonesty. Why is a small lie just as dangerous as a big lie? Because they both have the same impact on intimacy. Honesty in marriage is like the chain that holds you together. Removing one link or 10 links does the same thing. It causes separation. If you've made mistakes in your relationship or have been hiding things from your spouse, now is the time to seek truth and confession, because a relationship riddled with dishonesty is no relationship at all. I am big on lies. I detest
white lies.
White, black, red, yellow.
But is there a difference between a black lie and a white lie?
It's like people saying, well, I didn't really sin as big as someone else did. Sin is sin is sin is sin is sin.
Mm-hmm.
Lie, whether white, whether clear, whether whatever, is a lie. And don't think for the other person how they're going to respond. If you did something, or if you're thinking of doing something, or whatever it is, fess up, deal with the consequences of really the lie, and move on. Let that other person deal with it. And man up or woman up, knowing that, listen, I could have chosen to tell the truth. The Bible says he gives you a way of escape. Your way of escape is telling the truth, trusting that God will soften that person's heart or allow that person to see you in God's eyes. Don't lie. Lying destroys trust, and that takes forever. It takes a while.
It does. It takes forever
to rebuild. It might not be forever, but it takes a while to rebuild.
Well,
it might seem like forever.
Seems like forever.
Babe, did you mail the letter I told you to mail?
Which one? You mean before that story? I told the truth though. She asked me to mail a letter. I didn't mail it, and my son was sitting right next to me, and he was sitting right there. And she asked me upstairs, and she was coming downstairs, and I said, okay. And I said, Ken, I'm about to answer this very honestly, but she's going to be up. He said, what do you mean, Dad? I said, okay, here we go. I said, no, I didn't mail a letter. And that was it. I was honest.
Now he has to deal with my wrath. Ooh.
It's crazy.
Imagine that.
All right, go ahead. Number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10 of the top 10
relationship killers. I will say pride. That's number 10.
And she told me I had pride tonight too, y'all.
That was 2 days ago.
No, that was tonight.
Don't be prideful.
That was it. The thing about it is, y'all don't even understand.
Can I read this first and then you get, okay.
Go ahead.
Pride. I am my biggest marriage problem. It's a theme of Paul Tripp's work, Google who he is, in the field of relationships. To be able to look in, then, is the greatest step towards nourishing a relationship. To be aware enough to recognize and restore your flaws and shortcomings before fixating on those of your spouse. But the sting of pride can make that really hard to do. It's so much easier to point the finger and to shift the blame. But the moment you let go of your responsibility, you've let go of your relationship, because no matter what the issue at hand is, it always takes two.
It does. Amen. It does.
It's time to consider when you've let your guard down before these sly intruders make their way in. May God continue to give you the wisdom to recognize these patterns and to look out for the small stuff by protecting, nourishing, and prioritizing your marriage.
Right. It's a lot. And once again, we're about to wrap this up, but marriage is crazy.
It's a work in progress. It's always a work in progress. And when people say the grass is greener, guess how the grass became greener on the other side? It was nourished. It was protected. It was manicured. It was taken care of with great pride. So if you want that in your own marriage, and I'm speaking to myself, that's what you have to do. The grass isn't always greener. And when you look over the fence, you're going to have to tend to that grass. You're going to have to do the same thing to that grass to make sure it stays green for both men and for women.
Get your lawnmower out. Just on grass. But honestly, but seriously, these were the top. You know, if you missed the first 1 through 5, just go on the Clarke Kent Experience on Facebook. Check out the first 5. This right here was 6 through 10. I hope you enjoyed it. Apply it, even if you're not married. Okay.
If you're thinking of becoming married.
If you're thinking about becoming married and you're in a relationship with someone, apply it now. So this way you can get all the little kinks out, and it definitely will help you. So just want to let you know, this is the Coach and Clarke Kent breakdown. It's not all about relationship stuff. We may, bring you top stories. We may break down a specific topic or whatever it may be. But
you may even talk about something we're dealing with.
I think we just did. The top 10. I'm saying a little bit of those.
Communication was the first one. Communicate.
Right. Communication.
Yes.
Right. So the top 10, each relationship deals with the top 10 killers. You deal with them. It's not like you don't deal with them. It's about identifying them and trying to take each one and deal with each one. But you deal with it. Every relationship deals with it. So, but was that a yawn?
No.
Goodness.
All
right.
gracious.
So listen, once again, on Facebook, the Clarke Kent Experience on Facebook. Like the community page. I appreciate it. Videos, send them to the Clarke Kent Experience at gmail.com. And just, keep God first, and there you go. See you guys later.